AEW talent are reportedly being blocked from working WrestleMania weekend. Goldberg has been pulled from WWE Raw, and WWE are said to be interested in a top AEW star. It's time for the news. So in our first news video today, we talked about the fact that the Bloodline, as in the Bloodline 2.0, Solo and the Lads, are no longer going to be referred to as the Bloodline on WWE TV. They look like they might be getting a little bit of a rebrand, and this is seemingly being confirmed by one Tama Tonga.
Yeah, so on X, he put, so it's a very, very simple one. He's put like a blood drop emoji, and next to that it says in, and then one underneath that, another blood drop emoji that just says out. There is no shaking it all about, however, unfortunately.
Not. It looks as though those reports are indeed true. We don't know if they are going to be getting a new name. My hope is that they split, because there are people in that group, hello Jacob Fatu, that I would like to go and see do big things. No disrespect to the others. Love Solo, love Tama, and the other one. But no, I'm joking, he's great as well, he's great. But yeah, I think there's big things in the future for specific members in there.
Yes.
They, like Solo's lost the Ulafala now, and Roman is surely just the leader of the Bloodline, whatever that is.
Yeah, well, I mean, you'd think so, because I believe as well when Solo was like, if I lose that, I will acknowledge Roman Reigns as the tribal chief. So it does feel like that kind of chapter is done. And I think you're right. I think it just feels right. It feels like the right time. As I said on the first news, after sort of Jacob cut that promo on SmackDown, it felt like it was the start of something for him to sink his teeth into properly, like in a singles capacity.
It all starts on Saturday night when Jacob Fatu absolutely destroys Braun Strowman.
Yeah, man.
No disrespect to Braun, by the way, because I saw somebody go, oh, people hate Braun. I don't hate Braun. No. I just want to see him getting beaten up by the better one.
Yeah.
Right. Goldberg has reportedly been pulled from Raw. Reports emerged at the beginning of January that Goldberg was scheduled to return to WWE on the January 27th edition of Raw, emanating from Atlanta, obviously, where Goldberg has a very strong connection. However, Chris Featherstone from Sportskeeda Wrestling has provided an update stating,
I've been informed that Bill Goldberg is not scheduled to appear on WWE Raw this coming Monday and is not in any creative plans for the show.
It's interesting, because if you want to bring Goldberg back to start the program with Gunther, which is, what it seems that we're getting anyway, or seemed, the Atlanta would be the place to do it. He'd get a monumental reaction in WCW country. And so, yeah, I'm surprised to see this happening, but time will tell on it, right? He might pop up. It might be we might be being swerved on this one. How hyped are you for the Gunther versus Goldberg match if we get it?
Not very, to be honest. I'm not gonna. No, it doesn't, like, nothing maybe it's because I wasn't a WCW kid growing up or anything like that. Like, Goldberg never really hit the same as he does for other people.
Well, you were wrestling in WWE at the time as Gilbert.
I was.
Is a person.
He's not wrong. Sorry. He's not wrong, everybody. But saying that, though, do you know what? The thing is, right, we got the Bobby Lashley and Goldberg match, and that was very, very fun.
It was. The Saudi one.
However, yeah, I feel like a match between Goldberg and Gunther, because Gunther being the person he is, it would be more of a wrestling match, and I don't know, unless it's like a squash, but I don't know if they'd want to do that necessarily. And that's the reason why I'm not super hyped on seeing a match between the two of them.
Okay. I'm curious about it. Yeah. I don't seem to be as down on it as a lot of other people seem to be. I think it's like a feather in the cap for Gunther to beat Goldberg, and surely that would be the way that it went. Would it be cool for it to be a squash in a way, like Goldberg comes in hot in WCW and he's squashing everybody, and then in his final match ever he gets squashed by the future of professional wrestling, Gunther, the now of professional wrestling, but also the future?
Again, I think that would be cool, but I don't know if that's how Goldberg would want to go out.
I know, easy money though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't want to do it still. Unfortunate news, because there's been a lot of talk about Malachi Black. He's on his way out of AEW, according to reports. Mike Johnson, a PW insider, saying that he's done with all Elite Wrestling. There's been no talks over a final appearance in the company. And there's been speculation, obviously, that he will return at the Royal Rumble. However, it does look very unlikely, as according to a report also from Mike Johnson, he won't be a free agent in time for the show. His deal with AEW runs until some point in February or March, so do not expect to see Malachi in WWE, at least at the Rumble. He'll be back in no time.
Oh
obviously.
yeah, for sure. If it's not the Rumble, as it's seemingly not going to be, then I think as soon as he can be back, he absolutely will be back. Yeah.
I'm interested to see what they do with him. He's
Me
one
too.
of Triple H's guys, isn't he?
He is, and it's interesting, I guess, where he'd fit in within the landscape. I was talking to Tom about this earlier, like maybe last week or something as well, about all this stuff, as we always do. It's always me and Tom for some reason.
And it's always Malachi Black.
And it's always Malachi Black. But I think the mid-card scene is definitely different as it once was. Back even when Aleister Black was part of the company. However, he, as you said, he's one of Triple H's boys, and if you want to push him, why not actually push him properly?
Go on, do a bet. Will Malachi Black be a world champion in WWE? Not counting NXT.
That's hard.
No, it's not.
I don't
It's
think
easy. I don't think so either. No, I don't think so. I really like his stuff.
Me too,
I think he's got
absolutely.
his move set. Apologies for using the move set. You're not allowed to do that anymore, punk. But I think he's so enjoyable to watch. Everything has such impact to it. Like I love his kicks and his knee strikes and all that sort of stuff. I think he's great, and I think WWE will do a lot with him. I don't know if he's world champion material, but again, time will tell.
Yes.
Interesting one from the Observer here, noting that AEW talent are reportedly being blocked from working WrestleMania weekend. It says one person involved has reportedly claimed, and this is an interesting bit, that younger AEW talent are not allowed to wrestle in Las Vegas during WrestleMania week. So I think that this is a really curious one. The fact that they've specified there younger AEW talent, I think is weird, because if you're a younger AEW talent, first of all, you're probably going to be happy to get all the experience you can get.
Absolutely.
And wrestling in Las Vegas, where WrestleMania is, super hot crowds, so it'd just be a really good show to work, nice, valuable experience. But on top of that, why just the younger people? What's going on here?
I guess we were sort of talking about this a little bit beforehand, and perhaps with it being, not allowed to work in Las Vegas during WrestleMania week, obviously there'll be indie shows happening around there and everything. Potentially WWE scouts could be there looking at the younger talents, and I guess to a younger talent, WWE doesn't seem as bad as it once did. I'm sure it seems quite frugal in terms of money and stuff like that. Obviously, that would then be contract tampering if things did go far. But I mean, if there's just people there scouting out to be like, well, we would love to pick this person up after said deals, maybe, don't get picked up later on. And
I would assume they got their eyes on those people already, perhaps, but it wouldn't surprise me if we get some candid shots of William Regal poking his little nose out the curtain. But to me, it's with this thing, if does it not help AEW in some small way if you've got AEW contracted talent working some indie shows and you go to one of those shows or you watch it on a streaming service or something like that and you see that person, it's oh, that's really good, I'd like to watch more of them. Yeah. Oh, they're signed to AEW. Maybe I'll go and check out AEW. It seems a bit petty to me. Maybe we're not getting the full story here. We'll keep you updated on that. We finish with more exciting AEW/WWE news, as WWE are said to be interested in Britt Baker DMD. WrestleVotes chatting away on WrestleVotes Radio.
They said, we did ask an AEW source for clarification, which was met with no comment. We then asked a WWE source if the company would be interested in her if she became available. That's the key, if she became available, which we are told a resounding yes, but they don't expect that to be the case anytime soon. WWE does not expect Britt Baker to be available anytime soon.
Wrestling Observer newsletter saying that she's believed to have a few years left on her AEW contract. I think she's great personally, and fans have really, really soured on her. I guess because with Britt Baker, drama never seems that far behind. The stuff that she did with Serena Deeb, I thought was awful. To go, nobody cares. I just thought, why would you do that? Why are you burying the show that you're on and your opponent as well?
Yep.
So I totally understand why people feel the way they feel about Britt Baker. But for me, she was one of the best in the women's division, still in AEW. I think she's so fun to watch.
Those first, I said the first few years, it's not been going for ages, but the initial sort of the start of the Dynamites, all that kind of stuff, it was brilliant. The programs that she was doing with Thunder Rosa as well was so good, really, really good stuff. And I don't know, maybe things, I don't want to speculate, but I guess, your working environment can have an impact on perhaps how you present yourself on TV and things like that, you know.
Yeah.
When we talk about like the Serena Deeb stuff, for example, but again, it remains to be seen. I'd like to see, I would like to see what she would do in WWE at least. Anyway, there's always intrigue, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. I can't work out really what her motive was. If she's fed up there, it must suck for her to have a few years left on her contract. If it's that way, and just be, you know, she's probably not going to be used that much. You're missing out on a few years of your career while getting paid hefty amounts of money, to be fair. I don't know. Time will tell.
Yeah.
Thank you very, very much for watching. You can join Sam and Fraser for your Saturday morning news tomorrow. On top of that, we've got Saturday night's main event, live reactions at 1 a.m. UK time. Saturday night if you're in the US. So join me for that. You can set a reminder right now. And on top of that, we got a new episode of Weirdest Shows Ever with Jack the Jobber as well, going live on Sunday. But you can check it out very, very soon in the next hour or so if you head to patreon.com/cultaholic. Thank you very much. Have a lovely weekend. Hope to see some of you Saturday. See you in a bit. Go on, say bye, Dwayne.
Bye!
Dwayne Gills, not The Rock.